Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. Within the main hall of the boat of Mausoleum. Ha ha ha. Satisfaction. Such satisfaction. The demons may not even have the chance to lament now, and to think they can take advantage of us when we are weak. They must be gritting their teeth out of abhorrence for us now, and they must be filled with unwillingness. Ha ha, the more they abhor us, the better it is, let them hate us all they want. Ha ha. In the main hall were Luo Feng, Peng Gong Master, Darkness Master, Long Yang Master, Ice Mountain Master, Qing Dong Master. All 15 Universe Masters were gathered, and all of them were incredibly exhilarated and excited. Look at those two demon ancestors. Remote Lord Master pointed outside. There were no obstructions hindering their view from the internal walls of the hall inside, or the cabin walls of the boat of Mausoleum, so Luo Feng, and his company of Universe Masters, could easily look out, at the starlit sky outside. From where they were, they could see far into the distance, where a gigantic silver snake and a beast with a serrated shell were entrenched in a spot amidst the starlit sky. Apparently, these two demon ancestors were looking over at the same time, and their eyes were filled with the flames of endless, burning rage. Hatred. Anger. Ha ha, Luo Feng and his group of humans, who were all higher-ups of the race, laughed even more heartily than before. This war was turning out to be better than expected. Luo Feng, how many did we catch? I vaguely saw that besides Shock Demon Ancestor, only 3 remained, and you have caught 6 of them. Are they still alive? Qing Dong Master asked. Out of the 6 Universe Masters I caught, 3 had other bodies, Luo Feng said with a smile. The other 3 self-destructed right away, after regaining consciousness. There are 3 remaining. There are 3 with you, Darkness Master said. In my black prison tower, there are 2, adding on the one you killed. This time around, the demons lost a whopping total of 6 Universe Masters, and also quite a sizable number of true treasures. 6. TSK. What pinnacle race has lost 6 Universe Masters in one go before? This is something that has no precedence. Before Shock Demon Ancestor and Dream Demon Ancestor, we have caused them a loss of 6 Universe Masters. The other groups of powers who are a notch less capable will certainly not dare to make any rash moves now. This was a matter of course. Like the Thorn Ring Alliance, 9 Territories Alliance, and some other alliances, they probably only had a total of 20 to 30 Universe Masters. Even when all the powers of the higher-ups within the alliance were put together, they might not even be comparable to the demons. Merely 2 Universe Supreme Masters from the demons would be powerful enough to wipe out the entire group of Universe Masters. Even the demons had to lose 6 Universe Masters. What if the Thorn Ring Alliance were to fight the humans? In just one confrontation alone, would they not lose as many as 10 to 20 Universe Masters? The other races were shaken by the news they heard, and did not dare to intervene in this war. So a large batch of mediocre groups would not intervene recklessly. In fact, throughout the entire original universe, the total groups, including mediocre powers, scattered powers, and some others, was the majority of the original universe's total. They might not be so powerful when they stood alone, but collectively, they did add to the overwhelming number. Luo Feng, how did you manage to do it? What happened? Yes, Luo Feng. How could the boat of Mausoleum catch hold of 6 Universe Masters at one go? Long Yang Master, Deserted Mirror Master, Void Gold Master, and the rest were all filled with curiosity and questions. You all want to know. Luo Feng's gaze swept over every single one of the Universe Masters there. They all nodded. Of course, they wanted to know how vicious this method was, to catch hold of so many Universe Masters at one go. Of course, they wanted a glimpse of that effective method that Luo Feng had used, and since Luo Feng could tell Darkness Master and Peng Gong Master about his strategy earlier on, this must not have been some despicable, underhanded method. Don't regret it, Luo Feng said teasingly. What is there to regret? Long Yang Master looked dubious. You all will know in a while. Darkness Master, Pengong Master, and Luo Feng looked at one another, then laughed. With a wave, Luo Feng said, "Look carefully." The doors of the main hall opened automatically, and a group of Universe Masters turned to look toward the door. A short moment later, a bout of incomparably strong willpower suddenly enshrouded the group. At that moment, some were forced to their knees with their bodies trembling, such as Remote Lord Master, while the majority of the other Universe Masters all wore terrible expressions. Only Ice Mountain Master and a few others were able to resist the impact. As quickly as it came, the willpower vanished into thin air, and these Universe Masters were able to recover completely. An impact of willpower. Such a strong impact of willpower. What treasure is this? The Universe Masters were still in shock, yet they could not help asking questions. Darkness Master, who was standing to the side, said, "For most of you, your willpower is not strong enough, so you are unable to get near that treasure at all." Luo Feng nodded. "That treasure is in another place along the corridor of the Boat of Mausoleum, a distance of tens of thousands of kilometers away from here. I have removed the protective cover over it just now, so you all felt the impact of its willpower. If that treasure were to be placed before you all, those whose willpower is able to meet the limit of a Universe Master would be fine. Others, I'm afraid, might not be able to shoulder the impact. The even weaker ones might lose consciousness. It's really that impressive. Meeting the limit of a Universe Master in order to safely arrive before this treasure. Long Yang Master, Ice Mountain Master, Deserted Mirror Master, and all the others were aghast. The impact of this willpower was simply overbearing. Luo Feng laughed. The impact of the willpower of that drop of godly blood might be spread out in all directions, but even so, one's willpower had to meet the limit of a Universe Master's willpower in order to stand safely before it. If one could restrain and restrict the entire impact of its willpower in one direction, it could sweep up all the great beings below the willpower of a Universe Supreme Being. This was definitely an extremely terrifying weapon. It was not easy to find a vessel that carried pure godly blood. True treasures like Shawu Wings and Star Tower could. And the Boat of Mausoleum could do the same. Furthermore, it could seal off the impact of willpower. I know, Luo Feng. Once the cabin doors of your Boat of Mausoleum open, there will be a sudden impact of willpower surging out for sure. Remote Lord Master stood up and lamented with a sigh, "That group of Universe Masters is originally under our joint attack, be it illusionary or otherwise. For them to suddenly experience the impact of such strong willpower, I'm afraid those with weaker willpower will be knocked senseless, and even those with willpower meeting the limit of a Universe Master, because they are also under attack, they too will probably be affected. Only those whose willpower has met the level of a Universe Supreme Master can be fully confident. With the supplementary help of a Pinnacle Palace True Treasure suction power, there is really not much resistance they can put up. In a moment, they can be sucked in. Yes, that is why only Prohibition Master, Blood Chisel Master, and Scorched Catfish Master managed to escape." Luo Feng sighed. When there was war, those destined to be caught were those who were weaker. The powerful ones were more difficult to apprehend. After they relished in the moment of celebration, it was soon time to part. "Let's go back to the primal secret region." "You all go ahead," Luo Feng said. "I will stay behind to control this Boat of Mausoleum, and end this once and for all." Everyone nodded, including Darkness Master. At the same time, hazy black light rays appeared within the main hall, just like how Luo Feng could make use of God Country transportation to get within Star Tower. This was the same concept. If Luo Feng, as the master of this Boat of Mausoleum, was not obstructed by anything, he could certainly make use of God Country transportation. And this was the safest transportation ground. If he was somewhere outside, the two demon ancestors filled with endless rage would probably attack him. Amidst the hazy black light rays, Darkness Master, Pengong Master, Longyang Master, Void Gold Master, and the rest in the group all looked at Luo Feng. All were nodding or smiling. Faintly, on the other end of God Country transportation, they could see that vast God Country world. Then everyone disappeared. In the virtual universe, at the apex of Thunder Island, Luo Feng went to meet his teacher. Great victory. Primal Chaos City leader closely followed the situation of the war and how it progressed. The moment he saw Luo Feng, his emotions ran high. Well done. This turned out much better than we planned. This way, the situation the human race is in will improve. Yes. Luo Feng nodded. Teacher, shall I then follow our original plan and start negotiating with the demons? Yes, go ahead. Primal Chaos City leader nodded. I hope the demons know when to back off. They better not let greed get the better of them. All right. Luo Feng nodded. Inside the boat of Mausoleum, Luo Feng sat on his throne in the main hall as he sighed with relief. First step. Not bad at all. Luo Feng said to himself. At least we humans are no longer in such a desperate situation. Initially, what he was most afraid of was that when the humans were defeated, other races who feared losing out, because they were a bit slower, would all rush over to attack them. Then almost all the groups in the entire original universe would be rampaging their way toward the humans. That would have been a truly desperate situation. The humans would have had to give up all of their territory and retreat fully into the primal universe. What would their future be like then? Great beings would rise after they had gone through the grueling life and death-honing processes. And if they became public enemies of the original universe, then all the powers in Universe Ocean would certainly lay siege on them. Then the human force would not be able to make any advances, and would be stuck in an even worse predicament. They are all gone. It's only me here. Luo Feng rose to his feet. Staying behind alone was because, firstly, with everyone else gone, there had to be someone left behind to control the boat of Mausoleum. Secondly, there had to be a final closing negotiation. With one deliberate movement, the boat of Mausoleum vanished into thin air while Luo Feng appeared amid the quiet, starlit sky. Contrary to what the humans were feeling, the two demon ancestors, watching the boat of Mausoleum from afar, were filled with rage, reluctance and shame. They were going mad. Their shame morphed into anger, with various feelings becoming entangled in a complex mix of emotions. This loss was unprecedented for the demons, and the two ancestors felt guilty in the eyes of the other demon universe masters. The impact of that willpower, just what treasure is that? Dream Demon Ancestor said via voice transmission. Within the universe, there may be some items that carry evil air or impact of willpower, but those impacts are usually very weak. Most are not even worthy of an undying level. Treasures that could impact those at the level of universe knights are even fewer in number. But that human race actually owned a treasure with willpower that can exert an impact strong enough to bring our universe masters to the verge of breaking point. Never heard of it, Shock Demon Ancestor said in a low voice. Maybe it is inside that boat of Mausoleum. After all, that boat of Mausoleum was left behind by Duan Dong River. The loss by our clan this time around, Dream Demon Ancestor's eyes were filled with dissatisfaction. Loss? Of course, we must remedy our loss. Shock Demon Ancestor stared hard at the boat of Mausoleum in the distance. The boat of Mausoleum vanished into thin air. In its place was a man of the human race, who stood amid the starlit sky. With a pair of silver wings and a stone blade slung across his back, he walked over while saying, Shock Demon Ancestor, Dream Demon Ancestor, do you want your 5 demon universe masters back alive? Shock Demon Ancestor and Dream Demon Ancestor occupied the sky and gazed at the humans coming for them in the distance. Luo Feng. Shock Demon Ancestor said in a low voice. Dream Demon Ancestor kept glaring at Luo Feng as if she wanted to kill him. They both knew that Luo Feng had the power of a top-tier level 6 universe master, and he could get into boat of Mausoleum instantly. Even 10 more universe supreme masters couldn't kill him, and their original plan had been to capture a group of human universe masters to blackmail humans. Tell us. What conditions? Said Shock Demon Ancestor. Luo Feng chuckled. Simple. Exit this war now. I can give you a time limit. The universe masters and universe supreme masters of the demon race won't be allowed in human territory. After one era, you can do whatever you want. This war would be quick. The first battle with the demon race had felt long, yet it had ended in no time. So Luo Feng speculated that it would take 100 years maximum. One era was long enough. If we agree, you'll release the 5 Universe Masters, asked Shock Demon Ancestor. Of course. Luo Feng nodded. Shock Demon Ancestor and Dream Demon Ancestor transmitted their voices. Luo Feng smiled. However, we'll return them one era in the future. One era in the future, said Shock Demon Ancestor. You're not being sincere. A promise means nothing. Luo Feng shook his head and smirked. Everything relies on promises, which can be insincere in the face of immediate benefits, so I can only return them one era later. As long as you don't meddle in the next era, the 5 Universe Masters can go back safely, and we'll return those true treasures as well. Shock Demon Ancestor and Dream Demon Ancestor kept transmitting their voices. What should we do? Asked Dream Demon Ancestor. Their deaths will be worth it, answered Shock Demon Ancestor. Give up. Dream Demon Ancestor understood. Shock Demon Ancestor transmitted his voice. We have more than 20 Universe Masters. Even if we lose 6 of them, Forbidden and Blood Chisel, who have the best chance to become Universe Supreme Masters, are still alive. Just let those 6 Masters go. The chance to transcend incarnation is vital, and when it comes to power, even the combination of the 2 of us can top everyone else in the original universe. How can we let this chance slip away? Okay. Dream Demon Ancestor made up her mind. They would just let the 5 Universe Masters die. They gave up. Luo Feng stood in space. Are you sure? If you keep fighting, the repercussions might be worse. Shock Demon Ancestor glanced at Luo Feng. Their deaths will be a contribution to our entire race. Luo Feng, I'll see how far you can go. Humph. Teacher Origin is eternally suppressed while Huge Axe is dead. Even if you become a Universe Supreme Master, this won't end well for you. I'll make sure it doesn't end well for you before me. Luo Feng chuckled. Go. Shock Demon Ancestor bellowed. I'll avenge us. Dream Demon Ancestor wailed. Hong. Hong. They accelerated and disappeared in the sky. Luo Feng shook his head. Those 2 old guys are ruthless. 5 Universe Masters. However, Luo Feng looked solemn. Based on that negotiation, the demon race was determined. They clearly had strong motivations. He could extrapolate that the bug race, the automaton race, the prison race, and the others all had similarly powerful motivations. Everyone craved the chance to transcend incarnation. No power would believe Luo Feng if he said he didn't. The Ancestral God School and the Space Beast Alliance are close to me, Luo Feng thought. However, when it comes to a chance to transcend incarnation, that relationship means nothing. Personal relationships were nothing compared to the fate of an entire race. Teacher Sitting Mountain Guest has always been kind to me, Luo Feng thought. Besides, his power is incredible and unpredictable. If he needs it, I can give some information to my teacher, and in return, he can assist my race. Luo Feng was, after all, the one who had gotten the inheritance from Duan Dong River. He had the right to decide. However, he would only share the systematic ancient inheritance from undying fighters to Universe Supreme Masters with his own race. This guideline would greatly increase the opportunity of great beings being born in the human race. As for Teacher Sitting Mountain Guest, he would give him the experiences of the Universe Supreme Masters. After all, for one thing, Teacher Sitting Mountain Guest helped him a great deal. For another, the Earthlings had been created by Sitting Mountain Guest. I'll get back first. Boat of Mausoleum teleported, and went back to the Primal Secret Region, through God Country transportation. Demon Ancestor Secret Region. Demon Ancestor, save us. Demon Ancestor. Please save us. 5 Demon Universe Masters were groveling and growling, asking the 2 Demon Ancestors for help. None of them wanted to die like this. This was only the original universe era, so they could live for at least 2 universe eras. They wouldn't mind if they were killed in combat, but being sealed and killed would be devastating. You fell in the hands of the human race. There's nothing we can do about it, said the avatar of Shock Demon Ancestor. They'll definitely bring you to the primal universe, and use the power there to kill you all. It's not that we don't want to save you, but we can't do anything. Demon Ancestor. No. They were all in agony. They weren't afraid of their minds being controlled. After all, they were universe masters with great godly power and souls. Even though some universe masters had their minds controlled, that had been done by universe supreme masters, and no universe masters had ever been controlled by other universe masters. With teacher origin being suppressed and huge axe dead, no universe supreme masters would do that to them. The humans would only use the primal universe origin to kill them, and they could self-destruct before their minds were controlled. Inside Chaos City. The demon race is so greedy that they don't even care about 5 universe masters. Primal Chaos City leader ordered, spread the news of this war. Only the automaton race, the demon race, and the bug race know about the death of Huge Axe. As for the other powers, they have no idea what happened. We'll let them know what will happen if they gang up against us humans. Okay. Spread the news. The humans were all furious about how greedy the demon race was. Spreading the news through the information network of the virtual universe. We'll deal with these universe masters first. Primal Chaos City leader looked around at the universe masters. I'll use the primal universe origin to suppress them, and you can try controlling their minds. Okay. Okay. Darkness, you're great at this. You can try first. The human great beings were all belligerent. The greed displayed by the demon race made them realize that war would be unprecedentedly cruel, and the war was just beginning. This invisible pressure filled them with hostility. To control the minds of demon universe masters. To kill the demon universe masters. Of course, they would love to do that. Just when the human race was spreading the news on purpose, the bug race, the demon race, and the automaton race met. In the silent sky, 3 minds gathered and became 3 blurry phantoms, 1 oval, 1 silver, and 1 beauty, respectively. What happened, Dream T? What happened? The oval phantom and the beautiful figure asked at the same time. The silver snake said, even if I don't tell you, you'll know from the humans very soon. We demons took off just now, but we met the human universe masters. You met the humans. What happened? The others hadn't been through any ultimate wars with the humans, so they didn't know what trump card the human race had. The human race had Teacher Origin, who roamed Universe Ocean, and Luo Feng, who had received the inheritance from Duandong River, so none of them dared to look down upon the humans. We lost 6 universe masters, said the Silver Snake. What? 6? Both Father God and Bug Empress were shocked. Are the humans really that powerful? Asked Father God. The Silver Snake said, yes, the humans are very powerful. If we act alone, any one of us will suffer. How? Both Father God and Bug Empress wanted to know what trump card the humans had. It's because of that Luo Feng, said the Silver Snake. He had power at top tier level 6. We lost 5 universe masters, 5 of them were sealed, and 1 was killed by Luo Feng. His blade technique is incredible. Besides, the human race has 2 supreme true treasures, which might also be brought by the humans. Dream Demon Ancestor didn't mention the mind shock. The automaton race and the bug race would be able to discover Luo Feng's power, and the 2 supreme true treasures once they joined the fight. However, that valuable exerting terrific mental force was what had cost the demon race a great deal this time. The demon race wanted the automaton race and the bug race to suffer from a great loss as well. After the demon race, the automaton race, and the bug race began sharing information, the news of Huge Axe's death was spread. At the same time, the news that Dream Demon Ancestor and Shock Demon Ancestor had led Universe Masters in an attack against the humans, but had ended up losing 6 Universe Masters, also spread. Prison Race Territory, Ancestral Mountain. Great beings stood in the palace. Some were rock creatures with burning fire, and some were covered with hair while without mouths on their faces. Some were flesh and blood types, some were rock type, and some were metal type. This was, after all, the prison race, which was a very diverse race. However, all of them harbored evil intent, a trait shared by all the creatures from the prison race. 2 universe masters opened their mouths. Devil Ancestor. Devil Ancestor, there's a piece of news. An evil being sat in the throne. Under his silver helmet, a pair of red eyes looked down. Tell me, can thus Devil Ancestor? Yes. I just got the new. The humans just fought the demon race, and Dream Demon Ancestor and Shock Demon Ancestor led a team of universe masters. The human race is also made of universe masters. The demon race lost 6 universe masters, while the human race didn't lose anything. What? Humans didn't lose anything. The great beings were all shocked. Devil Ancestor said slowly, we can't look down upon humans, can we? Even with Dream Demon Ancestor and Shock Demon Ancestor, the demon race still lost 6 universe masters. Devil Ancestor, I have disciples on Bohinia Island who overheard conversations among humans. They said that Milky Way Horde leader Luo Feng killed a universe master with 1 attack, and was able to resist Dream Demon Ancestor and Shock Demon Ancestor. Discussions rose up within the palace. Luo Feng is really that powerful. He got the inheritance from Duandong River, after all. The prison race's Devil Ancestor muttered, Luo Feng. Perhaps Teacher Origin left some valuables, and Luo Feng inherited some from him. Suddenly, a powerful force permeated the palace that made everyone silent. Everyone turned around and looked toward the outside, including Devil Ancestor. A powerful force so wicked that it terrified the universe masters turned into a streak of light and arrived at the palace. It was a huge black throne, and at the top of the chair's back were 18 golden heads of other races. When the black throne landed in the palace, it immediately turned into a great being with black skin wearing simple armor. It extended its arms, legs, and feet. Its head was a skull with a crest on its forehead like a scimitar. 2 balls of fire burned in its eyes. It stood at the middle of the palace, and its evil force was even stronger than Devil Ancestor. Prison King, the universe masters yelled with respect. Devil Ancestor looked down and said, Prison King. Devil Ancestor, the evil being said and bowed down a little bit. Prison King had a special status in the prison race. When the original universe had been first formed, countless life forms had been born in the wicked region known as prison. However, a black throne had been born in Ancestral Mountain, and it emanated endless evil energy. The creatures of the prison race were weak, so they all thought only a universe supreme master was qualified to sit on the throne. Little did they suspect that the black throne was a living being. And after it became undying, it could change its shape. What was odd was that the black throne had the natural characteristics of a true treasure, as it could form an illusion and a true treasure domain. It became a universe master in no time, eventually becoming the most powerful creature in the prison race. However, it couldn't improve itself further. Great beings from the prison race were born one after another, such as Devil Ancestor, who became the old ancestor of the entire prison race. However, Devil Ancestor still respected Prison King. Prison King had power at the top tier 5th level. It was invincible, and it had the characteristics of a true treasure. It was so complex that it had become a universe master without any obstacles, yet it couldn't break through any further. Have you also heard the news, Prison King? Asked Devil Ancestor. Yes. Prison King nodded. This is the greatest chance our race may ever have. Besides, the Duandong River inheritance is a powerful inheritance from an ancient civilization, so it definitely has lots of detailed information. I want to learn more about myself from that inheritance, so I can discover how I am supposed to move forward. Okay. Devil Ancestor nodded. Just tell me what I need to do, Prison King said with a bow. Okay, said Devil Master. You'll lead a team and go to the human territory. I bet the demon race, the bug race, and the automaton race will form an alliance. It's hard to say whether the humans can resist them. You shall go and watch the fight, and if the humans can't resist them, tell me immediately, and I'll lead a team there. Sure. Prison King nodded. It rarely left the prison race's territory, because of its characteristics. Perhaps the three lands of extremists could threaten its life, but it was completely safe for him to stay in the original universe. Inside the godly palace of the crystal race territory. The palace was round, and there were glistening thrones in the palace. There were 16 thrones in total. The crystal race's great beings all sat in the thrones. They all had perfect faces, no matter whether they were male or female. They looked like beings made of the essence of the universe, and they had golden eyes between their eyebrows. All of them were powerful, and they were the most royal beings of the crystal race. There were 15 universe masters, and 1 universe supreme master. What do you think about these two pieces of news? Holy Master, this is the opportunity our race has been looking for. The humans were able to resist the demon race, and took out 6 universe masters. Clearly, the benefits from the Duandong River inheritance were enormous. We need that inheritance. Let's go. Fight them. After the demon race, automaton race, and bug race annihilate most of the humans' power, we'll join. This is our best chance. The universe masters of the crystal race were all voicing their opinions. All of them wanted the inheritance. Okay. If all of you think this way, we'll start preparing for our glory and future. We'll watch the battle between the 3 races and the human race, and we'll join at any time suitable. Holy Master gave the order. Yes. All the universe masters were excited. All the superpowers in the original universe wanted to fight the humans. For one thing, the humans had acquired the inheritance of Duandong River, so if they let them grow, they would be a great threat. For another, all the races wanted to transcend incarnations, so they would force the humans to give out the inheritance. Also, they were afraid that the humans became more powerful, as they had miniature universes as their backup bases. Besides, even if the human race had the power of Purple Moon Holy Land and Eastern Emperor Holy Land, all the powers would attack the human race. Which meant the superpowers didn't have anything to worry about. They would just fight the humans. However, there was an argument among the seniors in 9 Territory Alliance. This is an opportunity. Our alliance doesn't have a universe supreme master. Flame Emperor roared. If we get the inheritance of Duandong River, we'll have better chance to become universe supreme masters, and even transcend incarnations. Are you really willing to just die after 3 universe eras? The only end will be death if we don't fight. Flame Emperor, said Jufeng Master. Though you're my friend, I'm not going to side with you this time. I can't just watch my race go extinct. I am aware of your grudges against the humans, we all know that. However, it's no reason to put the entire 9 Territory Alliance at risk. You know the power of the human race. Even with Shock Demon Ancestor and Dream Demon Ancestor, 6 Universe Masters were killed. If we go there, the human race might attack us, and only a few of us will be left alive. We don't have the power to do that. Why are you such a chicken, Jufeng Master, said Flame Emperor angrily. If you're such a coward, you won't be able to accomplish anything. Besides, the humans will be attacked by multiple powers, and they'll have a hard time dealing with that. Misty Peak Alliance was also a second-tier alliance. It had 19 Universe Masters in total, but they had, for the most part, reached a consensus. It's useless to go to the human race when it's thriving. The human race is going through a hard time now. If we go and offer our help, the human race will be grateful. Even if they don't give us the core inheritance, once someone from the human race transcends incarnation and creates a 3rd holy land, he'll give us some space to live. If we follow the other powers to attack humans, we won't be able to get the inheritance. Even if the humans give out the inheritance, we won't get it. That's right. If we follow the other powers, we can't get the inheritance even if we win. We might just follow humans. The superpowers in the original universe all wanted to fight the humans for the inheritance, but the inferior powers had second thoughts after the battle between humans and demon race. Some of them wanted to wait and see, and some wanted to join the humans. This video will end here.